Notre Dame versus USC. Sean, I got to be completely honest with you here. I don't know if we're going to sit and watch this game. I might be. I
Who are you
might
going to
for my,
root for?
Who am I going to root for? You know
Yeah.
who I'm going to root for. I think for my own mental health,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should watch. I don't know. Is there like a totally lopsided like warm up game that's being played? I'm going to check that in a second. Regardless, this game is very problematic, and in a way, I think it almost doesn't mean a ton for either. Actually, let me rephrase that. I think that both these teams have been exposed this past week, and they're not as good as I think either side hoped that they could be. And what is going to happen here for both these teams is either it's going to be a get right week for Notre Dame's offense. They're going to have a fantastic game, and they're going to carry that momentum into the rest of the year. A 2-loss Notre Dame team not going to the playoff still looks nice. Conversely, it could be that get right game for USC's defense because at times Notre Dame's offense has been incredibly predictable and easy to stop. That's what this is all contingent on. We can sit here and analyze, can Notre Dame's defensive ends contain Caleb Williams? Can their secondary cover for as long as they can? I was in person. I watched this crap unfold last year. I don't think that even matters to talk about. It all comes down to which side gets right. That's it. Plain and simple. Which one gets their get right game?
I think it's bold of you to say that Notre Dame would be a 2-loss team at the end of the season. I mean, they're going to lose another.
No, wait.
Either to USC, Pitt, Clemson, Wake, or Stanford. You're losing another.
Pitt stinks. I'm going to be at the Pitt game. If they beat USC, that is enough momentum to carry them to the rest of the year. Stanford sucks, so don't act like Stanford's a difficult challenge. The only other challenge they have is Clemson.
Didn't Stanford keep it mighty close with them?
Shut the hell up.
Every team stink. Here's the poor thing about Notre Dame. It's everybody's Super Bowl whenever they play Notre Dame. It's when they ball the hell out. You got all the recruits on the sideline. Everything's clicking. Oh, we never look ahead to the next week. We never do. You're lying. You are lying, coach, because you're looking ahead to Notre Dame because you want to beat Notre Dame. And a lot of teams do. So it must be tiresome to know that every single game is a Super Bowl for the other team. I don't think it is for USC. I think USC is sitting here looking at it like it's nut check time. Like, oh my God. Look at the other juggernauts in college football right now.
Yeah.
Look at what Georgia just did. Ohio State, Michigan, Washington, Oregon, and us. If you want to throw Oklahoma or Texas in there, go right ahead. But I don't consider them juggernauts. Every other team, juggernaut. USC doesn't look like one. They can score points like with the best of them. But that does not make you a true juggernaut. Other teams in that I mentioned are built like San Francisco, the 49ers. Offense, defense, special teams, good coaching. USC's defense has been hideously bad. It has almost compromised their season early.
Multiple times. That needs to be established here multiple times.
How do you carry on next week? How do you as an offense? I don't know what their average is. I'd roughly guess 35 to 40 points a game that they're putting up.
Yeah, it's up there.
How do you justify that and be on the offensive side of the ball, be in meetings and say, all right, what do we have to do? We got to score 50 this week against some real players. All right, we'll try. What's the other side of the ball going to do for us?
Part of what the problem's always been with Lincoln, or part of what's wrong with this relationship, is that in the Big 12 when he was there, a lot of teams were structured similarly where there wasn't a whole lot of defense going on. It was like, how many points can you score? And that stuff worked. If you had the better basketball team with better three-point shooters, of course you're going to outscore the other team that's trying to shoot as many threes as you but can't score as much. But the problem is now is you're playing all these teams with perimeter defenders and that actually know how to play and that are willing to play both sides of the ball and aren't just going to let you take those shots and score all those offensive points and not burn you on the other side. that balance is really starting to hurt USC. And again, it all hinges on what I said a second ago. It all comes down to which team gets right this week. I, as a Notre Dame fan, am freaking hoping that we play spoiler. I want to be the team. Shut up. God, take the goddamn hat off, too. It took me this long into the show. Take the goddamn hat off.
It's just a hat that I have in my typical show rotation.
I hate that hat. You've worn that hat like the last 3 times.
This hat just happened. This hat just happened to fall in the rotation. I keep try to keep it fresh, and then it just happened to land on today. I want
to check, and I'm pretty sure that hat has been worn the past 3 or 4 weeks. It has been featured multiple times in the past few weeks. So F you, first of all, and second of all,
why am I getting yelled at? I don't,
because you're wearing a USC hat. It's USC week.
I thought you were an Anaheim Ducks fan based on what you were wearing.
I know that you're not a freaking USC fan. You wear that despite me.
Trojan up.
I want Notre Dame to play spoiler. I want Notre Dame to be the team that ruins their season. I want it to happen.
It's very possible. I'm just going to run through some embarrassments real quick if it'll make you feel better about the team that is represented on my hat. If I can do that real quick.
Okay.
Gave up 45 to UCLA. They won that. Gave up 27 to Notre Dame. They won that. This is last year still. Gave up 47 and lost to Utah in the Pac-12 championship game.
That's Utah, too. That's Utah.
They lost to Tulane in the Cotton Bowl. Gave up 46 points. Gave up 28 to open up this year to San Jose State. They held Nevada, who might be the worst team in D1 single A football. Mm-hmm. They gave up 14 points to them. Stanford, second worst, 10 points.
That's 14 points too many.
Yes, 10 points too many for Stanford. Arizona State gave up 28 points, gave up 41 points to Colorado, let them way back in that game, and gave up 41 points to Arizona. I mean, that's embarrassing. That's every single week is embarrassing. It's bad.
Should we now do here? Wait, let's for parody purposes. Let's do.
You want to do Notre Dame offense?
Yeah, Notre Dame's offense. So let's read through it really quick. So starting with the Stanford game, 14 points. Okay, we're not gonna do last year because there's a couple games where they actually had good offensive output. So after the Navy game, after the Tennessee State game, wow, I'm doing bad here. 45 points against NC State, which was a good output. 41 points against Central Michigan, which is expected. Mm-hmm. But since then, they have 14 against Ohio State, 14 against Duke, and 20 against Louisville. So that paints the picture. Duke.
I can't believe they won that game. I completely forgot about that Duke game.
Yeah.